Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. How are you today? So, since I don't think I've done a reading for you before, I'm going to explain real quick kind of how this works. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I call it spiritual charades. Try to describe the picture the best that I can. There is always a reason for whatever they show or say. So if it doesn't make any sense now, keep it in mind because you'll either remember it later, see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. And this is not an exact science. We communicate the best way we can. So sometimes you gotta stretch it outside the box a little bit. He's not going to give me all the details because details are none of our business. He should give me just enough details so you know what he's referring to. And I was talking to him earlier. He was like, I got this. I got this. It's like he had all the confidence in the world with everything that was going on, even though he may not have shown it, or you may not have thought so with what he was going through. He knew he had it. He knew this is what he was supposed to do. I will say that before we come here, they've told me that we decide an exit point. It can be when you're 1 day old. It can be when you're 100 years old. It's a kind of a when your number's up. It's a predetermined exit point. So it can waver a little bit. Whatever we've decided before we came, for whatever, good grief, I'm muttering. Darn it. Depending on what's going on around us, what our souls learn, what the people's soul and or spirit around us is going to learn, it can move a little bit. But when things have been put into place that we predetermined, we're going to go. I better shut. Oh, that's the other air conditioner. I'm in my camper, so my home away, my office away from home, I should say. So he like had. It's like like I said, even though it might have looked different to you, I don't know, but he's showing he knew, he had confidence it was going to go the way it was planned. See, some people just have a knowing when this comes along. Even though we're not supposed to remember things from up there. That's getting a little too complicated. Anyway. Okay, not sure why, but he's showing me a lady, or she's showing herself, and she's standing while I'm at the lake, but she's showing herself standing by a lake, just kind of turning and looking. Now, she's not looking at me, she was looking at him. I would say she was about his age. Black hair, about my size, and she has her hair kind of pulled back on the top part and kind of bangs over. I'm not sure why he's showing me this girl. I almost feel like it's a cousin. Somebody related to him, somebody that was waiting for him, somebody that he felt very much at peace at, her standing by the lake, peaceful, somebody that he knew, somebody that he connected with, somebody in his family that he reconnected with when he got to the other side. It's just like a beautiful view. It's a little different than what I normally see people show when they get to the other side. It's like she was just standing there waiting for him. Like she knew he was coming. Okay, so he's talking about you've either stubbed your toe, tripped over the the crack in a sidewalk, kind of maybe not totally stubbed your toe, something along that line. You either have just recently done this since he's been gone, or you're going to do this pretty quick. He's saying this because he wants you to know that he sees this. I promise you 1,000% he can hear you, he can see you. Talk to him all you want to. You may not have trouble hearing him or getting signs from him. When you're in the deepest part of grief, and way I understand it, he's not been gone very long, it is harder for them to get signs to you, which to me is totally backwards. It makes no sense to me because that's when you really need to know they're okay. But it kind of, the deep grief kind of puts a wall up, and it's hard for that stuff to get through. And sometimes the grief has to subside just a little bit before you can start feeling and seeing and hearing and all this stuff. He keeps talking about his whiskers. I think he had whiskers in that picture. Anyway, he keeps talking about his whiskers. So you should feel those like brushing on your cheek or your neck, because that's what he's talking about. So it may not actually feel like it's beard, but it should. But everybody feels the energy different. He doesn't really have whiskers anymore. It's his energy. But he's going to try to, where you feel his whiskers. It may feel like a hair on you that you can't get off. It could feel really warm, like all of a sudden on your one spot on your cheek or on one side of your neck. I'm kind of muttering today. Sorry about that. You could get just tingling there, get goosebumps. Like I said, everybody feels energy different. So make sure when you think that you feel him, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him to bring you. Give him permission. Actually ask him, and you don't have to ask him out loud. We have telepathic ears up here. He can hear you. He says, why do you think I'm mad at you? Why would you think I'm mad at you? There was nothing you could have done. Why would I be mad at you? It doesn't make any difference. I'm not mad at you. And he's kind of being kind of matter of fact like it. Like he's confused why you would think he was mad at you. Okay, so he's getting down on one knee and he's like holding his hands up to you, wanting to hold your hands in his. And he's proposing again. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it again and again and again. You made my life very interesting. You made my life very full. You were a blessing to me. I would do it over and over and over. So don't doubt my love, because I will always be with you. I'll be your supporter. I'll be your backbone. I'll be your back brace, whatever that means. I will be there to help you. If you need help with something, if you just ask. You have to ask them. They cannot override your free will choice. You have to ask them. Not beg, not scream. I scream. I yell at them. You're not supposed to. Okay, so he's singing You've Got a Friend by Carole King. Carole King. I don't have my Alexa here. Usually she helps me pick out the songs when I hear them. So go Google, YouTube, whatever, Carole King, You've Got a Friend. And there's words in there that are for you from him. He says, I will always be your friend. I will always be there. It's not just about love. We were friends. We were good friends. Not everybody has that in their marriage, where you can be a friend and a lover. But we did. So cherish that. Make that a good memory. He says there's something you're blaming yourself for. Something that you either don't feel like you did right, or you didn't get done, or something you didn't get done in time. Something, he's not elaborating, hang on. He says something you don't feel like you did correctly, you didn't do right. And he said it's all good. It's all good. It's all okay now. You need to let that go. He says she's not going to be able to right now. She's not going to let it go right now. But he wants you to figure out how to let that go. So that's something you can work on in the future. You're probably not ready to yet. He says you either have or you're going to, I'm not sure which it is, feel like you're laying in bed and it feels like somebody's either sitting on the bed or laying down on the bed. You can feel the movement, and probably, you can feel somebody sit on the bed when you're laying in it. And you're going to feel the pressure of the bed going down or the movement of it. So when you feel that, again, validate him, acknowledge him, tell him you love him, and ask him for more. He's right there. They are not gone. Our bodies are gone. This is just our vehicle to ride around on Earth in, our little car to drive, so to speak. But your soul, your spirit still lives on. So he's still here. They're not really there. They're there. They're right here with us. So he says he doesn't want to scare you. So talk to him if that's what you want, or if it scares you, tell him not to. He's afraid of scaring you by doing things. He says he thinks it's too soon for him to be doing things like sitting on the bed. He's showing you like walking around in a circle. And I mean literally walking around in a circle, just walking around in a circle. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do next. I don't know whether to pick up that thing and move it. I don't know whether to go out the door. I don't want to go to the grocery store. I'm just going in a circle. And he's making me feel like you're physically kind of walking around the living room in a circle. Like, I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go in the bedroom. I don't want to go in the kitchen. I just, like, you don't even know which room in your house to go to. You're just literally going in a circle. He says, calm down. Calm down. Everything will be okay. So if you can find a calm moment, preferably when nobody's around, hold your hand out. And you don't have to hold it like this. I'm just holding it like this so you can see it. But hold your hand out and ask him to hold your hand. And do it relaxed. Don't go like this. Do it real relaxed and ask him to hold your hand. And you should feel a warmth, a tingling, maybe a little pressure or something. I feel it when I'm walking. I ask him to hold my hand. I'll usually ask somebody to walk with me. But you should at least feel something maybe in the palm of your hand. And he will bring you some good calming energy. He is so self-assured. He's so confident. Even before he left, it was like he was just confident. He knew what was going on, even if physically here you didn't think he was. He was. Maybe it was his spirit, his soul, confident, knew what was going on, knew what was happening, which I don't think we do know at a time like that. And he's still that way. Very confident, very self-assured, not egotistical way, just that this is fine and it will be okay. He says, but you have one hell of a guardian angel behind you. And he holds his hand up. Know that I love you. Know that I loved you. Know that I still love you. I keep hearing self-assured, self-assured. And it's okay. He's got me itching. So see, that just kind of felt like something running down my chest. You'll start feeling things like that. Now the back of my head's itching like something's crawling. Some of those little things our body does, but sometimes, it's like I said earlier, like if you think you feel a hair, you keep doing this, trying to get it off, and you can't get it off because there's not really a hair there. It's their energy. He says, just trust me. You've always trusted me. Trust me now. Everything will be okay. It's going to be all right. You will be all right. Skippity dippity doo or something like that. I may not have heard that exactly right. Skippity dippity doo. Don't know if you guys used to say something close to that. Might be one of those things you have to stretch outside the box. He says to ask you what you ate yesterday. He wants me to ask you what you ate yesterday. Something chocolate. He's trying to validate that he saw you eating this. Now, I don't know if it's going to be yesterday from the day I'm doing this, if I don't get it uploaded today, or if it's yesterday from tomorrow when I upload this. So in the last couple of days, how's that? In the last day or two, ate something chocolate. He's trying to show you that he knows what you're doing. He's got a big smile on his face. It must have been something pretty yummy. Maybe it was something that he liked. Or it's something that you really, really like. And he's happy that you're eating it. Now I think this reading's a little different than what I normally do, so but I do what he says. They're the boss, within reason. And with that, he's going to leave. He says, for now. He says, but I'm not really leaving you. I'm just leaving this reading. I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving you. I told you I'd never leave you. I'm not leaving you. You have to trust me. You'll understand later. I'm not leaving you. And with that, he's walking away. Air conditioner kicked on. It doesn't cover me up. Okay, my dear. Thank you for being patient. I always have a waiting list. It's just the way it is. I'm getting caught up though. I always get caught up and then I get slammed again. I never know. So thanks for being patient. I thought he was going to say something else, but he didn't. Just slowly walking away. Anyway, thank you, Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. See you later.